Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Joanne Williams for Anxiety Simplified on the Roku channel. I'm so glad to have you back today. It's going to be a preview to something I'm doing on a new channel for Roku at Careers from Home. This is going to be an introduction or preview into a 4-part series I'm doing on success. And it's really going to be called Success Killers, though. And it is about creating your version of success. Is this it? Or is it something else that's much more personal to you? Well, I'll tell you, this is going to be both a course, a life mastery course I will be doing, as well as this 4-part series that this is just the introduction for, that I'm using with my clients as a 30-year mental health professional that they found success with to really feel and live a fuller life when they can get these success killers out of the way. And what we're going to do, we're going to be looking at the elements of what is killing your success and keeps you out of living your fuller life, or what is your full potential with passion and conviction. So in this 4-part series on Careers from Home on Roku, Amazon Fire, called Success Killers, this is really about creating what is your version, nobody else's version, and what is killing your success. And have you ever really thought about what you consider success? Or are you seeing what you should have at your age, or the places in your life that you feel like you already have done, or putting yourself down because you haven't? So where is your thinking about where you feel like you are currently in your life journey? And if you're ready to move more into figuring out what you really want more of in your life, that comes right from your gut, from only that inner voice can give you. Maybe it's whispering to you. Maybe it's yelling or knocking down your door, that trying to get your attention about what makes you feel rich inside. That is personal, and it's only yours, because there is a secret there that we're here to find. But it is completely up to you if you're up to this challenge. Because I'll tell you, the number one fear is success killer, I should say, is fear. You have to move through that, whatever's holding you back. And it's usually always fear as the number one success killer. I'll tell you right off the bat. But through this fear, right on the other side of it, that is where your success lies. And this is the way that I'm going to be explaining in this 4-part series. But in this summary today, you're going to get your eyes open that you will find success is just on the other side of that fear. Your purpose is stronger than the fear. And that's how you know you can get through it. We have to make your purpose stronger than that fear. And I will be sharing and giving you tools and ways to be able to make these small shifts. It doesn't have to be great, just small shifts in your mindset. That is all that's needed. It doesn't need to be conquering the world or getting your doctorate degree. It is so simple that most people don't believe it. They just can't believe it can be this simple. Are you kidding me? But there is a little bit of a secret to turn it around, but it's step by step. Then we will explore exactly what that is and explain exactly what you need to do. But one of the first steps is to start listening to that inner voice. Or are you pushing it away? I want you to start feeling for that knowingness inside you, or that gut feeling of trusting yourself. That's an activation key. And this is what Success Killer series is all about. Clicking the activation keys to your own personal knowing feelings in yourself. Then you can bypass fear because you are sure. You know you're for certain what to do. And then fear must move out of the way because you're just not there anymore. And that's helping you is really for you to understand what you really, really want. Have you really thought about that? What do you really, really want? But how do you get these success killers out of your way to be able to develop the knowingness or what is needed for you to grow and expand? Well, to grow wide or to grow deep, just like an oak tree, those roots need to grow deep in proportion to the width and the height. You are no different. You will get to know your strengths as well as what's holding you back here when you look at them. And you can look at any success program for the skills, but for my 30 years as a mental health professional, I see daily that it is not what you know or even what you do that makes the true difference. It is what you're not seeing, what you're not hearing within yourself that are your success killers. It's more about hearing, listening. What am I telling myself with the stories, looking in the mirror? What do you say to yourself? Is it kind? Is it wonderful? Is it supportive? Or is it negative stories? Tell yourself that you don't even hear and it's on autopilot. And that's what you keep saying to yourself. And that is what you're completely unaware of. That is holding you back. Those are your success killers. It's what you're not looking at and allowing these negative feelings or stories to fester and grow without any restraint, mainly because nobody's just ever explained it to you before, how to use these emotions as a strength instead of looking at them as a weakness. So you may ask me, Joanne, if I am unaware of these stories or what I'm saying to myself, how could they hold me back? Okay. Because without being aware of them, they become the drivers of your life on autopilot instead of you consciously living your life. And if you want to just be normal, look normal, like most Americans think, or do what the average American is doing, well, what I see, they're striving. They're working hard for somebody else's company with a 9-to-5 grind of giving your precious time and energy to somebody else to create their success. It might also bring out some thoughts, though, that, of success having to be that big house, the better car, the luxury, everything, boats, or what you see here, or what you should be doing. While 50% of Americans make less than $50,000 per year, which for most parts of this country means not having even a living wage to prosper beyond basic food or shelter, or really never having options or choices, or looking at what success really means to me, the average person. It's more about getting by, isn't it? So, do you want normal or average? Or are these business owners or corporations you work for smart and you never even gave it a thought that they use your sweat and tears for their benefit and you live without getting to your life purpose as they buy another luxury yacht? Because you haven't taken the time to figure out how to get to the other side of this equation. I hope this course will help you do that. Start to think broader, to include yourself in your job as a great place to start a business. Bring your ideas, start to speak up. Take in what they did to create success so that you can start looking at what they have done as a way to help you to understand other ways that it can be done. But you can do that by just even before you do anything else, you're just starting to develop a plan for you and your family. While you have a stable paycheck, before you branch out, I'm not saying to take any big risks or really do anything to jeopardize any of your safety or your family's health. But what I'm saying is take smart risks. While you have a paycheck, develop your inner skills needed. And here you have a free course that you can listen to and know exactly what to do to build what you need. And I'm going to suggest that you start redefining what success is by looking internally for each of you at whatever level you want at. This doesn't have to be this level. Just start where you are at. You can start to change your circumstances when you're aware of the stories you tell yourself in the mirror when you first wake up, and find ways to be kind. How about some new stories? And I want you to start here with questions. I will have an accompanying Success is Now workbook. And if you haven't got it, grab a pen and paper. This is experiential course. Go get a pen and paper now. And so that you can start this process right now. What do you want? Is one of the very first questions I want you to write down. What do I want? Ask yourself, okay? And that's going to be your number one goal right now. What do I want? What do I deep in my heart want? And then I want you to start looking around, observing. What does my boss do? What is he doing? What do they do? How kind of questions? Who's standing up? Who is doing things? What are they doing? Or just observe. That's fine. Or you can ask your boss some good questions. They love to talk about themselves. So do it. And so right now, I want you to just look within to get what your real purpose is. What are you meant to be doing here? You will need to spend some time with yourself to look inside. And I'll tell you, it's kind of a warning here or a secret. It will not come from your mind. Answering this question is going to come from your heart. Because number 1.1 success killer kind of combined with number one, that's why I don't call it number two. It is designed, your mind or your brain is designed to keep you alive and only want what protects you. It sends out thoughts to be careful. It's the what ifs. If you do this, oh, blank might happen. It is not there to support your success because that is not its job. Its job is to keep you alive, to survive. And don't take risks, it'll say. Your brain is a processor of previous experiences and information that it collects. It creates stories or makes stories from the interpretation of your experiences to give you warnings and probability to project into the future. Maybe some of these come from your family, what they say your family said, the cautions they have launched at you from or teachers or clergy. What, should you do? Or what is best for me? Which most of these will be fear-based. And your mind gets programmed or conditioned, I call it, with these family stories and conversations, religious concepts, social pressures to conform. Your mind is a compilation of the conditionings your family and environment gave you. It can only think in 3 dimensions of logic and analyzing, or to figure out what is dangerous and how to protect you. To get to your true soul level purpose, you have to go to the 4th dimension of your heart and somehow figure out ways to circumvent the mind, constant fear patterns, and pressures to conform to safety. To be true to yourself, your mind is a success killer. The only way, again, to expand and grow to new heights in your life, you've got to go deep within, to listen and understand how the success killers have sabotaged your success over and over and over again, to strive and you try and it doesn't happen in that way that you thought it might. Or it should have by now, or whatever. So the doubts start getting sown. Here again, the fears, I probably don't have what it takes. And your brain supports that idea. You're right. Keep it safe. Don't take any risks. Watch out. I hear these stories all the time from my clients. It is all, they'll ask, is this all there is to life? Work, come home, feed the kids, do it all over again, over and over again. This is all there is. There has to be more. Look within to find it. One Indian man said to me, his family told him, you must be a doctor, a lawyer, maybe a businessman. That was a little lower, or engineer. But he wanted to be an artist. His family, absolutely not. Those were not safe choices. But his family was not about his will. It was about their way to keep him safe. And he had to leave his family just to be able to look for his life purpose. And that is really a hard thing to do, to think about having to say to your family, no, this is right for me. I know it is. And them going, I've learned, don't do that. Their brain had told them it's not safe. You have to want this more and willing to do it, even when some people say no. Joseph Campbell, I love this quote, always have, follow your bliss. That bliss comes from in here. There's no truer words that I have ever found for following your purpose. And I'll tell you, I did it. I was rebellious, or maybe stubborn enough. I don't know what you call that, persistence, to really believe that. And it was a guiding principle for me. And I was led to helping others. And I'll tell you why. Because I needed this help. As a child, I wanted somebody to help me. Because I was neglected. A neglectful family, they didn't know about emotions. They didn't know about how to share any of this. Nothing about financial success. So I had to teach all of this to myself. But I never made $1 million helping others. But I'll tell you, what I got was an understanding that money is not my God, that helping others gives me a peace, contentment, satisfaction, and a deep sense of worth that no amount of money could ever give me. I will say, though, I've had the big houses and the bigger and better boats and all the things and trappings, but inner joy, there is really only one joy. That is the bliss. And that is what, to me, the purpose of this is for. And to see the evidence of what you've created in your life from your lens that you look through, look around yourself right now. at what your mind has been able to create for you out of your life conditionings from your family or your environment has shared with you, the stories, the beliefs you've told yourself, because this is the lens that you look through. And there's nothing wrong with any of these lenses. But what I want you to see is that is the supposed tos, the shoulds, the obligations, and the responsible thing to do. And of course, you've got to be responsible. But how about putting you in this picture as well? Is this what you truly want? If not, choose to listen and change your story and change the way you look at your life with new eyes of awareness inside. Do you even hear that inner voice speaking to you, or your soul level of purpose yelling at you? Do you even know what it is, or do you just push it away? Nope. When you really start to trust that knowingness inside you, you are activating the source of all information, the source of everything within you. And you will know your purpose. Knowing and trusting, you will find it for sure because it will guide you there, guaranteed. These are actually universal laws, they have to. But you must get above the thinking of the shoulds and the obligations to even reveal what you might want. You must drop into your heart to figure it out. To make the time to do this, though, do you do that? Do you make any time to do this? Most don't. But you have heard it before. Meditation works to calm you, lowers blood pressure, heart rate, all these wonderful things. But most people will say, well, I can't sit still that long. Okay. And all I say is then that is an indicator of what needs to be learned, not an indicator that you can't do it. You have to sit there. Longer and longer sessions. Just be patient with yourself. And I'll teach you some skills of how to get there very quickly, even in 5 minutes in video 3. All the things that are going to be here are skills, are practice that must be done to increase your inner awareness, to go deeper into what is holding you back. And we will share these through the series. And you will uncover your success killers. That they must be revealed. And then it is not secretive anymore or that hard to do. It's actually pretty simple. And we're going to cover, number 1, recognize what your success killers are with the 7 sabotaging patterns and the 5 universal fears. Number 2, how to remold these old saboteurs into what your current goals, what you want. Once you recognize these patterns, you can choose new ones with your mind and heart working together instead of against each other. And number 3, how to stay on track when these success killers come and knocking, because they do, really by building new skills, new walls and barriers that they really can't break through because you have accumulated stronger beliefs and understandings as an adult, even if these beliefs started as a child. Number 4, we're going to be using new success skills that present now to you that are totally unstoppable because you are now tapped into the larger success field of true purpose that is way beyond fear. Because when your purpose meets fear, your purpose propels you forward way past your fears because your purpose becomes so much bigger than your fear. So I want you to start with the first assignment, and then we're going to start with video 1 next month on Careers from Home channel. I want your first assignment to do. What do you really, really, really want? Write it down. We'll observe what are people doing around you that are successful. Okay? Start to notice that. Ask your boss, what did they do? He or she, what did they do? And that is going to be the start of your inner awareness. Look in the mirror each day. And what do you say to yourself? That's the most important place to start. If you're hearing negative thoughts, stop it. Say what you would say to a supportive friend as you develop some new skills on just how to be kind to yourself so that you can start listening to yourself today. And I also have a series on anxietysimplified.net that's actually a free download worksheet on how to conquer fear or panic attacks or anxiety attacks. There's actually a course there as well if you'd like to watch that 3-part series of videos. You can do it yourself, and it walks you through the steps to conquer fear. That's really what it's all about. And there's a free little worksheet. You can do the same thing, or there's a workbook, and then there's a course. So there's some things right now that you can start to do even before the course starts. Or please get a hold of us with any questions at anxietysimplified.net. Or if you're ever looking for emotional support animal or psychiatric service dog to have a certification so you can take them anywhere you go or to fly, you can also find that at esapros.com, and there's a pre-qualification form there. We'd love to hear from you. There's contact forms there that you can contact us with any questions, and we hope you do. So please, I look forward to seeing you, hearing you, sharing this with you in the next videos. Bye for now.